Hi, welcome to our channel. For today, we will recap a fantasy action film called Damsel from the year 2024. The movie revolves around a woman who agrees to marry a charming prince, only to uncover a sinister plot. She's thrown into a cave with a fearsome dragon and must use only her cunning and determination to stay alive. Have you seen this movie yet? If not, grab some popcorn and enjoy. The movie begins in the kingdom of Auria. Deep in the mountains, the king and his riders make a formation to kill the evil dragon. The huge beast snarls and shrieks. With one breath, it burns 10 soldiers to a crisp. One by one, it snatches the remaining soldiers and spares only the king. Centuries later, in a faraway village, we are introduced to Elodie, daughter of Lord Bayford. She is chopping up wood when her sister Floria comes and brings more wood for her to chop. Elodie asks if she has taken the tapestry in town as their father requested. During these difficult times when their people are freezing and starving, everyone has to work harder. They even have to sell most of their belongings, such as the extra coats and the furs. In the distance, they see a golden carriage and wonder who would come so far north. While going back to the castle, they see people leaving their homes and people arguing over food. The place is in such a bad situation. When they arrive to ask their father, they find the visitor who says that she is good enough. Elodie asks what is going on, and they open the letter to find out that it's a proposal from the Queen of Auria. They matched Elodie with the Prince of Auria. Elodie is reluctant to marry the man in exchange for goods and gold, but soon agrees. The people need money and food, or else they will not survive through the winter. So they travel on a ship to arrange the marriage. Floria and her parents also accompany her and assure her that everything will be all right. A while later, a man from the top of the mast blows on a horn to signal that they are near Auria's coastline. Through the thick fog of smoke, visibility is so low that they cannot see very far. But in a moment, they see two statues of a dragon. They come out of the fog and heave a sigh of relief as they enter the lush kingdom of Auria. The diplomat welcomes them to tell them that the royal family is currently at a prayer, but has already been informed of their arrival. Atop the highest tower, they are shown a luxurious room complete with a bath and a vintage view of the palace. But Elodie still could not ease her mind. She is hoping that the prince is a nice person. And handsome, of course. Floria jokes that that's the most important part. They leave her to let her rest in her room. The following day, they meet up with Queen Isabel and the royal family. She meets Henry, who also doesn't seem to be into the wedding. While the elders are busy talking about the wedding plans, Henry and Elodie go off to get to know more about each other. Elodie initiates the conversation and asks him why he looks disinterested at the wedding. She tells him that even if she is forced to be wed to him, their union will save her starving people. Henry understands her side a little and smiles at her. To escape from the watchful eyes of the guards, they take the horse and ride into the fields. Henry is impressed by this as most of the women don't get to ride horses. Meanwhile, in the castle, the talk with Queen Isabel and Lord Bayford has concluded. Queen Isabel comes out with an air of haughtiness and Lady Bayford worries if the wedding is still on. Lord Bayford assures her that they offered more gold than he could imagine, but the look on his face shows something troubling him. Lord Bayford tells his wife not to speak of the topic any longer. Elodie and Henry are leisurely holding hands and talking about the fire in the mountains that Elodie saw the other night. Henry explains that it is one of the 3 important ceremonies in their family. It is also the reason why they have set the wedding around this time. Inside the castle, Lady Bayford tries to sweet-talk Queen Isabel, seeing as they would become a family. However, the latter reminds Lady Bayford that they only have the wedding because of necessity. They need a bride, and in return, they will give out money. There is no need to be close to each other. Tension gets high and Queen Isabel wishes for the wedding to succeed and bids her goodbye. Floria, on the other hand, is still in awe, exclaiming that everything in Auria is perfect. Lady Bayford barges in, seemingly in a hurry. She tells Elodie that although they may not have been that close, she tells her that she only wants the best for her. Although she could not pinpoint the problem, she doesn't trust everyone in this place and that they should cancel the wedding or else something bad might happen. She admits that she was wrong about them. They're royalty. However, it does not mean that they're good people. As for Lord Bayford, he remains mum about the deal. The next morning, Elodie is helped by many maids to wear the wedding dress. She is adorned with all kinds of jewelry and a small gold pendant that resembles an egg. The wedding commences right away, and the two are finally wed. Before taking the carriage, Elodie makes her goodbyes to her family. Henry tells her that they are going to the mountains to pay homage to their ancestor for the ancient ceremony. It is already getting late, and the two go into the mountains. Waiting for them are the townspeople who are all wearing gold masks. except Queen Isabel, who orients her about their old custom. Although the sacrifice for that ceremony is high, so is the reward. I wonder what could that sacrifice be? She gives Elodie a gold coin and tells her that a long time ago, before their ancestors occupied Auria, a savage beast lived there. The first king of Auria tried to defend, but they were no match for the beast. So, to quell the beast's anger, the king must sacrifice 3 of his daughters. Elodie throws the coins into the chasm and Queen Isabel concludes the ceremony as complete. They may now return to the castle, says the queen. Elodie thinks that Henry wants to be romantic as he requests the princess carry her. Halfway through, Henry apologizes to her, who then mercilessly tosses her down the void. She wakes up, dazed, but still alive and bleeding from the fall. She screams for help, but only the echoes answer back. An eye then opens. It belongs to the beast. Elodie cries in anger from mixed emotions. She tries to get up, but the slippery moss just makes her fall. She observes her surroundings and sees that there are many pieces of jewelry just like the ones she wore. The old tradition Henry was talking about? It's this one. And she is the sacrifice for this terrible beast. She enters through a dimly lit cave and finds a bird with its wings caught on fire. She immediately snuffs out the fire. Just then, a roar from inside the cave bellows, and hundreds of birds fly outside. Their wings are also burnt. The huge dragon appears just behind her. In a deep voice, the dragon asks for her name. He demands the payment of Aurians for every generation. During the ceremony, when Henry and Elodie get their blood mixed together, the dragon smells the blood of royalty from her. It wants to toy with her and mocks her to run. With a single breath, it melts everything into lava. She enters through a small cave and freaks out when she finds the woman from before with a half-burnt face. She barely managed to escape the second fire, but it burned her leg. She winces from the pain, but still endures as she applies a bandage over it. She uses the egg-shaped jewelry and stores the fire in it as a makeshift lamp. She navigates through the narrow cave and nearly gets stuck. The fire from the egg also goes out. Fortunately, she finds another part of the cave with bioluminescent plants. She jumps over the edge and manages to use the hairpin to climb over it. Then, she collects glowing larvae and stores them inside a torn dress to serve as her new light. The dragon finds her again and tries to kill her with its dragon breath. She runs away and the dragon taunts her. Inside a hole, she sees a message, "Safe here." She cannot reach, along with many names who hid inside. She rests there and sleeps. Upon waking up, the insects have completely healed her burns. A map is drawn inside the sanctuary, and she uses the light to figure out her location. A well-drawn pathway to escape is shown. With it, Elodie's hope is reignited. She writes her name in the cave and moves forward. Moments later, she discovers crystals with the sunray passing through it. This is the way out. She prepares herself and climbs over the crystals. Unbeknownst to Elodie, the dragon is just below her, watching her every move. She almost falls too, but thanks to a crown left by someone, she still holds on. The dragon mockingly cheers for her to climb higher. She finally makes it to the top, but her hopes are shattered when she finds there is no way out. The mountain is too high and there is no way to climb down. Outside, she hears horses neighing. She cries to them for help when the dragon suddenly appears. It tells her that there is no hope. The dragon is about to kill her when the voices from outside shout her name. It's her father and his men. It distracts the dragon, and she is able to back away. Elodie tries to follow their voice when she reaches a chamber with 3 dead baby dragons. It turns out that the first king of Auria had killed 3 baby dragons. The dragon spares the king, but as revenge, he will take all his 3 daughters for every generation so that he will also feel the dragon's pain. Meanwhile, Lord Bayford and his men are still looking for Elodie. The guide tells the Lord that he is certain that Elodie is gone now. Lord Bayford threatens him that they will not leave until they have Elodie back. Suddenly, the dragon swoops down one of the men. It also kills another by throwing it down, leaving only Lord Bayford as the sole survivor. He tries to bravely charge at it, but the dragon is too strong and instantly catches him. Elodie watches over this and quietly hides behind rocks. The dragon instructs Lord Bayford to call out to her daughter because she smells Elodie close by. Lord Bayford, shocked but grateful that her daughter is still alive, makes his apology to her. He says that he is sorry that he traded her life for mere gold. His final order as his father to her is to never come out. The dragon gets angry and impales Lord Bayford. Elodie whimpers a little and the dragon almost finds her. Luckily for her, the guide made some sounds and the dragon chased after him. Now, Elodie and Lord Bayford are alone. Lord Bayford tells her that her sister and stepmother are waiting at the ship. Lord Bayford quietly passes away soon after. Using the ropes, Elodie makes her escape and is finally outside. She rides the horse while the dragon chases after her. She hides under a rock and baits the horse. At the palace, everyone witnesses the fire raging over the mountains. The sacrifice had failed. So, Queen Isabel kidnaps Floria to be the next sacrifice to appease the dragon. When morning comes, Elodie sees her stepmother informing her that they took Floria. She immediately goes back to the cave to rescue her sister, who is now captured by the dragon. Retracing her steps to the glowing cave, she arms herself and applies the worm's goo on her skin. Then, she goes back to the main cave and lays a time dummy to lure the dragon. After that, she wields her father's sword and waits for the dragon to leave before rescuing her sister. Before they can even escape, the dragon is already hot on their trail and comes back. Elodie tells her sister to hide. She wants to confront the dragon. The dragon looks for her, but she goes behind it and asks it to listen to her. They have both been lied to by the people of Auria. According to the legends, the dragon attacked the village of the king, and the king was only defending its people. But of course, it's the opposite, as the king was the one who killed the last dragon babies. That's why the dragon wants to end all of the king's daughters. Elodie makes it clear she is not of his blood. The dragon does not believe this and begins to attack. Luckily, Elodie has some premium quality moisturizing cream that protects her from the dragon's breath. It catches her again and stabs her underside. But Elodie does not give up and stabs the dragon's eyes. Elodie insists to the dragon that she is not related to Orients. But the dragon says that she smells the blood of the old king from her. The dragon is also gravely injured. Elodie provokes it to fire its breath, which rebounds to it and immobilizes it. He gets closer to the dying dragon and explains to it how the queen and king made the sacrifices smell like royal blood. All along, the dragon has been killing innocent maidens for the sake of revenge. Realizing its mistake, the dragon asks Elodie to end everything. But Elodie is unlike those people. She spares the dragon and uses the larvae's healing properties on it. A few days later, a wedding is taking place in the royal capital. A sacrifice is happening all over again. A familiar coin rolls down the carpet and the queen picks it up. When they look out, Elodie walks towards them with fire in her eyes. Henry tries to poorly reason out, but Elodie quickly shuts him up. Elodie then tells the soon-to-be sacrifice to quickly run away with her family. She also gives everyone one last chance to do the same. "How dare you ruin the wedding? Do you think we should fear you?" says the angry Queen Isabel. But it is not Elodie they should be scared of. The dragon descends upon them menacingly and burns the whole kingdom to rubble. Elodie comes out looking like a real badass. The movie ends as Elodie, her sister, and her mother prepare to sail back home. The dragon, now her friend, flies close by with them. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy this movie. See you in our next video.